Hi, this is Alex from phpacademy.org with a video tutorial for the new Boston. In this video we're going to be creating our own jQuery plugin. So let's just take a look first of all at the index.php page and just how, what I've done with this function and also how I've included it. Now you see that I've included three different files. The first one is jQuery.js, which is our jQuery library, which obviously we need. We've then created our plugin inside plugin.js, and we're using this plugin or calling this plugin, making use of it using ext.js. So essentially what the plugin is going to do is it will take all of the links on a page as long as you actually call the plugin, and it will apply target equals underscore blank. So at the moment you can see that we've just got our normal link. We can use target equals underscore blank, so we can use this target attribute to set where we want the link to open in. Now let's just say you wanted all of your links across your entire page to open in a new window. Now it would be quite annoying using target equals underscore blank, and I'm sure there are probably easier ways to do this without jQuery, but that's the example of the plugin. If this doesn't exist, so if target equals underscore blank doesn't exist, or the target is equal to nothing, we will automatically add using jQuery target equals underscore blank. Now if it equals something like underscore self, we won't be applying the underscore blank, obviously, because the user might have predefined that they want it to open in the same window. So we're creating this plugin, just as an example, but it can have useful, effects. You can use this, and it would, I guess, do a job that you might have to do manually. So let's take a look at it in action in our browser. As you can see, I've created this Google link, which you can see here. I'm going to go ahead and set target equals underscore self. Now what this will automatically do is it will open it in the same window. Now let's go ahead and get rid of this and just show nothing inside of here. You'll see that it automatically opens in a new window. So we've used this plugin, obviously this is all done with ext.js to add underscore blank in here. Now if I was to go ahead and not include anything, this will add the whole attribute on for us, so it still opens in a new window. And we've called this in ext.js. I've called the plugin target blank, so I've applied this using a selector to all A tags. So we're essentially just saying, any tag that has an A, we apply this plugin to. So that's essentially what the plugin does. It's quite a simple concept, but it means we can now use this basic idea to go ahead and create our own jQuery plugin. And you can obviously go ahead and use this information to expand and create your own plugins if you have a really good idea that you'd like to actually create as a plugin rather than an external file that you want your users to just simply include on the page. It makes it a lot better and easier for a user to just call this particular plugin name. So let's go ahead and look inside plugin.js and we'll start to actually write out this plugin. Okay, so I've gone ahead and blanked this document. Also we have plugin.js, which is empty as well. I've still kept the link here because this isn't too hard to create, so I'm not going to waste time by typing it out. But let's take a look at what we need to include once again. Obviously the jQuery library. Plugin.js is where we're going to define our function or our plugin and actually allow it to be used. And then ext.js is just going to take all links on the page, as we've already seen, and apply the plugin to it. So inside plugin.js we need to go ahead and outline the structure of how we're actually going to go ahead and create this function. So let's go ahead and start doing this now. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say function and then $. And this gives us the ability to use this correctly as we normally would a jQuery plugin. Sorry, that should just have a parentheses there and parentheses there. So essentially we're starting out with parentheses like this, and then we're creating a function with the $sign, and then we're doing this and just pulling that down. So that's just how you might normally view this. Now after this we need to use jQuery. And essentially this means that we can use the $sign instead of having to keep referencing jQuery, and that clears up a lot of problems that we might come across in the long run as well. So there's information about that in the jQuery documentation, but you know, this is the way we would standardly do it. Now we need to create our function name, and we do this by using a $sign and then .fn and then the name of our function, or the name of our plugin. So essentially a plugin is just a function, it's just called a plugin in jQuery. So if I do refer to it as a function, then think of it as a plugin anyway. So the name that we've called this is target blank. Remember in the previous part of the tutorial where I showed you through this, you could see that I'd called it as target blank. So this is the function name. Obviously it can't override any other function that jQuery has, so any other standard, you know, that's something that's standardly built into the library. So call it something unique. You might have a catchy name for it, or you might just have it something that, you know, does what it does, and in this case target blank pretty much says what it does.